Peace to everybody in the chat. Thank you for being patient these couple of minutes. I'll be with you in a couple of seconds. Bear with me. We plug in. We plug in. Peace to everybody in the chat. Peace to everybody waiting. All right. Vibing on the frequency of 33 hertz. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Hope everybody had a great Saturday. A relaxing, resting Saturday. Peace to Aaliyah. Peace to Great Goodness Goddess. Peace to Philip. Peace to Zaire. Okay. Peace to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody here. Good to see y'all as usual. Okay. Peace to Khalida. All right. Peace to all the new subscribers. Peace to all the new people in the chat. If you coming in, please hit that like button. All right. Share this video. We're about to go in. All right. Not a lot of fanfare tonight. I'm not going to delve into astrology as usual. We're going to get right to the point because there is a lot to cover. And I want to make sure that as we cover it, that this isn't a 3-hour video because there are some things that we need to discuss and we need to kind of uh, calibrate, so to speak, about this whole Will and Jada thing. All right. And what I want to do is tap into also entanglement. All right. What that really means, because the timing of this couldn't be crazier. So, Will and Jada dropped this Red Table Talk. When they dropped it on yesterday, which was a Friday, which we know is a day of Venus, or also a day of Oshun, or a day of Het Heru. So it's a day that deals with, Friday is a day that deals with sexuality specifically. It deals with relations between men and women. All right. And then the Sabbath, which is Saturday, is supposed to be a day of rest after your celebration, after you make love. All right. Then Saturday is supposed to be a day of rest. And then Sunday, you're supposed to recharge yourself spiritually to get yourself ready for the rest of the week. So this is how these 3 days, or what we call the weekends, are used metaphysically. So the fact that they dropped this Red Table Talk on Friday is very significant. Also, we have a Chiron retrograde that occurred today, where it basically deals with the wounded healer. All right, I just got put on yesterday to what the wounded healer is. And the wounded healer is basically someone who, we all have our traumas, we all have our shadow self, we all have situations that are that tap into our shadow self. So give me 1 second. Let me just recalibrate myself. We all have situations that are traumatic and that have affected us traumatically. So those are the things that we are working on healing. And if you have followed the video or you've seen the video on shadow self, I discussed, techniques, ways to approach it. So I'm not going to dive deep into that today. You just check the video, as they say, you want the old Rob, buy my old albums, right? So let's get this started. So I do have an agenda I want to stay on. So the first thing about this relationship, and the first lesson that you want to learn is this: keep people out of your relationship. Okay? Why do I say keep people out of your relationship? Will and Jada could have stayed quiet about this whole thing. They didn't have to say anything to anyone. It was already fading away. The media dropped a false statement, which we now know, that said Will and Jada were not participating, or Will and Jada, or Jada said that they didn't do anything with August. And that was what it was. And everybody left it alone. It was about to fade into nothing. And here they come on Facebook dropping a video about this situation. Now, them dropping a video about the situation is them exposing their private business. All right. You don't see royalty doing things like this, which Will and Jada are. Okay. Will Smith is probably, if not the most popular, one of the most popular entertainers, movie stars, actors on the planet Earth. Right. So this whole red table talk has it reverberates. It has a frequency to it because it is affecting everyone that is watching it. And there are some psychological things that have taken place in this very video, which we'll get into shortly, that are being used to manipulate the minds of the masses into convincing everyone that this relationship is a relationship that is one of unity, joy, and happiness, which is what Friday, being a Venus day, denotes. So the first thing is you want to keep people out of your relationship. All right. People don't need to know what's going on in your personal relationship. Now, I know a lot of people like to post selfies, they post trips with their loved and all that, and that's cool, right? But as far as you going on the internet, telling your business, you going on the internet when you have an argument with your lover, when you have a fight with your lover, when you have a disagreement with your lover, and you're on the internet talking about it, sharing the memes. Trust me, we all know when there's an issue in a relationship with someone, especially with women, because you start seeing the memes, right? if, if they treat you like don't let anybody in a relationship treat you like an option, things like that, right? You see these memes start to come out, and you know that there are issues in a relationship. Keep people out of your personal relationship with you and your loved one, your friends, your family, your mama, your daddy, okay? Keep these people out of your relationship. You and your lover relationship is private, all right? That is one of, if you're in a relationship, you're in a relationship with someone that is a soulmate, so you're supposed to learn something from them, or they're supposed to help change your soul, which is your heart in some way, right? Because the soul represents the heart chakra, SOL being the sun. So it represents your sun or your light. So a soulmate is someone that is going to help you expand your light. And a twin flame is someone that is going to ignite that light to take you to higher consciousness or higher purpose or higher magnetism or a higher level of magic. All right. So as far as being royalty, when you are a person that combined, I think they're worth like 500 million, Will and Jada, with Will, of course, being the bulk. I think he's worth like 350, 400 million. When you have this type of wealth, you are not a common person anymore. Okay. You're not just a regular person walking around here in these streets. You are a person who is regarded as royalty. You're a person that is regarded as high celebrity. You're a person that's regarded as high society. Now, whether Will Smith and Jada are in the Illuminati or they're shapeshifters or whatever other conspiracy theory is behind that, that's neither here nor there. What we're focusing on, or what I'm focusing on, is the simple fact that you don't see Trump and Melania's relationship issues on the news. You didn't see Barack and Michelle's relationship issues on the news. The Bushes, right? The main president. You don't hear about these issues in the royal family unless they are out to body someone. All right. You don't hear or see these things being played out in public, right? With people that are royalty, because royalty knows to keep everything close to the vest. Now we see with this Ghislaine Maxwell thing, right? They're talking about Prince Andrew was on the flight log to the Epstein Island, and Prince Andrew was there. Prince Andrew was messing with them little girls. All right, part of the royal family. You don't see them talking about it. You don't see them saying anything. You don't see them issuing any statements. That's family business. You keep family business insulated from the rest of the world. You could tell the world what you want to tell them, but you keep family business insulated. So you don't put that type of thing outside into the universe. So first and foremost, Jada and Will should have kept their motherfucking mouth shut. All right. This is nobody's business of what's going on. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Had to adjust, had to adjust the AC. I was gonna be in here freezing. All right, so so you don't want to keep, you want to keep people out of your business as much as possible. All right, your personal business is your personal business. What you do with your lover, what you do in your relationship is your business. If you swinging, if you polyamorous, if you into polygamy or all of that, you keep that to yourself. There's no reason the world needs to know. Now, if you want them to know, and the best way, or the best way to utilize that knowing, is to start a business around that. All right, there are people that are into polygamy and into polyamorous relationships, and they have a business around that because they are promoting that lifestyle, and they're promoting, showing people how to exist happily in that lifestyle, if that's the case. All right, and we'll dive into that. But if you're going to use that as far as business, that's different. But um, if you're just using this your relationship to for gossip, which is really what happened, right? Which is really what happened on Friday. This has become gossip. All right, if you're using your relationship for gossip, and I guess it is business because Red Table Talk is a business, and I'm sure the views were off the hook, so it is a business move. So again, if you're doing it for business, that's different, right? But even then, even in business, even the people that are wealthy in business, you don't hear about this with other business people. So why is the first couple doing this a black couple? Black people make everything cool. Whatever black people do, it turns out to be the next big trend. Whatever black people say, it turns out to be, you hear our slang on the news, right? You hear people using black people's created slang on the news. So whatever blacks control the cool, we control the cool. We control what's cool in America. We control what's cool across the world. So the fact that they're doing this is making this type of lifestyle something that is cool. And by me looking at a lot of the commentary, it is something that people are saying, oh, well, they did this on a break. So, but they're back together. Let's really look at this, and really look at the body language behind this, which we'll get into. So, first and foremost, what is quantum? Okay, what is quantum? What does that mean? What are we talking about when we're talking about quantum, and what are we talking about when we're talking about entanglement? So, quantum, first and foremost, quanta is a unit of light, or photon. So if you've been following me, you know I taught y'all that. Quanta means light. That's all it is. So when they're talking about quantum physics or quantum mechanics or quantum entanglement, they're talking about light physics, light mechanics, or light entanglement. So what is entanglement? Well, we all know what entanglement, right? It is if I have this wire and I twist it up, my headphone wire is entangled. So we're talking about light entangling with other light when we're talking about entanglement. So what is light? Right? Light is energy. Light is your focus. Light is your attention. Whatever you give your attention to, you're giving your light to. And studying quantum physics, what you will realize is that things are either a wave or they're a particle. They're either a wave or they're a particle. Now, the first intention, so let's look at something simple like the iPhone. All right. So the iPhone was first an idea in Steve Jobs' mind, right? Which was a wave. It was just a thought, a brainwave that he got to create something called well, actually the iPod. Let's start with the iPod. He had a thought to create the iPod, right? And he downloaded that thought. Once he started focusing his energy or his light, right? Once he started focusing his light, his thoughts on creating the iPhone and getting the actual parts and putting it together, now it becomes a particle. So light, particle, which is the reality. So quantum physics explains that when I turn around and I don't look at my phone technically doesn't exist unless I perceive it. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but that is the true science. That is called the observer effect. So whatever I observe, whatever I look at, whatever I give my attention to, pay, which is currency. Currency is money. Currency is also electricity. Currency is also energy. So paying attention, whatever you pay attention to, energy goes where attention flows. So if you're paying attention, you're giving it energy and you're forming a bridge. So whatever you are focused on, whether it's gossip, whether it's fight videos, whether it's spirituality, whether it's science, whether it's astrology, whether it's video games, whether it's gossip, whether it's ratchetry, whatever you choose to focus on, right? That you are giving attention and you are giving power to. So the more you hate Trump, the more you hate white folks, the more you hate the world you live in, you are giving energy and power and paying currency to these ideas, to these thoughts, and to these perceptions. So you're essentially turning your waves, your brain waves, into particles, into actual physical things. And this is how magic, the foundation of magic, works. That's why the foundation of magic is something that you have to have faith in. So that's what we're dealing with quantum, and we're dealing with the entanglement part of quantum. Now, let's look at some more, a little deeper dive into this with some screenshots. And we're going to go into. So let's look at the highlight parts. So in quantum physics, entangled particles remain connected. Entangled particles remain connected. All right. So we're talking, Jada said she was in an entanglement. So entangled particles remain connected so that actions performed on one affect the other, even when separated by great distances. Okay. So what started all this? This started with August Alsina, the singer, stating that, peace, sweetie, stating that he was still in love with Jada and that he was hurt. He didn't say those words, but if you would see his expression and what he went through, he was basically saying that he misses Jada, that he loved her and he felt like played. Jada was under, not Jada, August was under the impression that he was going to take Jada from Will, right? Because the thing is, when you are entangled, right, you could say what you want, but remember, this is quantum physics, all right? And this is the dimension that we're going into, this fifth dimension, this 5G reality that we are in. We're going into AI. We're going into D-Wave. We're going into the virtual world, right? Soon, one day, you'll be able to come into your house and tap a button or say a word, and your whole room will look like an island if you wanted to. You'll be able to put on a VR headset and feel like you're having sex with someone. You'll be able to put on a VR headset, and it'll be where the nodes are attached to your head, so you physically feel sensations, right? That's the world that we're going into. If you watch Ready Player One, you'll see that, where people are stuck inside these, there's a scene where people are stuck inside these rooms and they're just hooked up to VR, right? And they're skinny and they're not showering, they look like bums because they're just stuck in the VR world. So this is what we're going into. We're going into the qubit world. We're going into the quantum computing world. So this is why we say things are quickening and thoughts are becoming things way faster in this new 5G reality. They had to change all the towers. The reason that they had to change the towers is because the 5G technology is moving much faster than 4G. Okay, and it's preparing the world for this new reality that they want to bring in as far as virtual reality. All right, so when we're talking about entangled particles, we're talking about people as well that are still entangled with each other. That's why you might break up with someone, you know they're bad for you, you know they're no good, but you still have feelings. You still have that connection. This is also why we have magic called core rituals, so that they help you, or they're supposed to help you, separate from the person or separate from that emotional bond or that quantum or that light entanglement, right? Again, entangled particles remain connected, so the blood bind becomes entangled on some August shit, right? You get this situation that happened with August, right? Where they're going on TV and exposing your business. So you got to be careful when you entangle with addicted to you, to the point where they're no longer they're no longer seeing reality, and they're just obsessed, right? They're just magnetically attracted. They just want to be around you. They don't want you to escape them. They want to know where you are, where you're at, and then the jealousy and the envy kicks in, right? Things like that from that magnetism of the blood ritual. So be careful to the ladies out there that's doing that type of thing, because it's very hard to separate. because again, you're making yourself entangle by way of magnetism and also by way of light through your actions. So on the bottom right here, it says spin is depicted here as an axis of rotation, but actual particles do not rotate. Entanglement occurs when a pair of particles, such as photons again are light, interact physically. So a laser beam fired through a certain type of crystal can cause individual photons to be split into pairs of entangled photons. So we all, from G.I. Joe and movies and TV, we all have seen laser beams. So we all know laser beams are light. So what is your laser focused on, right? That is the key to every day. When you wake up, what is your laser focused on today? What is the axis of rotation that you're dealing with? So again, entanglement occurs when a pair of particles, such as photons, interact physically. So the light particles, what you pay attention to, what you give light to, is interacting physically. Okay? So very important. So we want to understand quantum physics. We want to understand entanglement as we go through this. So let me stay on agenda. So, okay, so next is so everyone should understand what quantum entanglement is by now. So now you understand the quantum world. Now you understand a little bit about quantum physics based on what I just told you. So, and it's very interested that you used entanglement. Okay, very interesting choice of words. And Will had to check her, like, yo, this was a relationship, but she was right. It wasn't entanglement. All right, so let's talk about her. Let's talk about their astrology. So Will is a Libra. Okay, Will is a Libra. So Will is a water sign. Actually, I have it. I do have that for both of them, just so you can see it. Okay, so this is Will Smith's birth chart, like people's entanglement with 5G and Corona. Facts, right? Facts. Exactly. People are entangled with 5G and Corona because their body, their physical vehicle is not able to handle the energetic upgrade that is happening right now. And that is what the 5G is all about. That radiation, sun, that's why it's called Corona. Corona is the outer ring of the sun, and radiation comes from the rays of the sun. So when you hear radiation, when you hear radio waves, these are all produced by sunlight or solar light, right? With different stars, different galaxies. That's why if you are peeping the news, they're saying, well, not the news or science news, they are saying that there are new radio waves, which is a good segue before I even get into that. Let me go back into this since somebody brought that up. So, astronomers spot strange space object, have no idea what it is. Okay, so these are radio waves. They call them odd rayed circles or orc. Okay, so even that, we all know orcs is some magical shit. So if you look at this picture, right? If you look at this picture, you'll notice that these look like fingerprints. Okay? These look like fingerprints. So this is radio waves. This also explains how the universe is spherical and how everything goes in circles. Everything is in a 360-degree circle, or everything is in a cycle. So when we're looking at radio waves, we have to remember all these things are producing a vibration and a frequency. So I just wanted to, since we were talking about the corona, right? Radiation is one of the things that, well, I won't go into that. Just look at the old videos, all right? So looking at Mr. Will Smith's birth chart. Now, I'm not going to get into this part, the actual graph. What I want to get into is his first three. Okay, so the sun in astrology, he's a Libra. All right, so Libra, because I'm on the cusp, I'm very familiar with Libra. I'm on the cusp of Libra, Scorpio, but I was born late at night, so pretty much Scorpio designation. But as far as him being a Libra, it's all about balance. Okay, it's all about looking at things from both angles, which is why Will Smith is kind of this laughing, joking, but Will Smith also has a little bit of a dark side, right? He has a side that he doesn't really show the world. And he talks about that if you follow Will Smith or you talk about different videos, right? He is able, he always talks about like him having to be himself or him coming into the social media world and transitioning. Now, so the sun is who he is, his internal self, his light, his heart chakra, right? When you're dealing with the sun, you're always dealing with the heart chakra. So when you look at your chart, you're looking at who you are, the true essence of you, the heart, the true heart of you is your sun sign. Now, when you're dealing with the moon, you're dealing with how you express yourself to the world, how you present yourself to the outside world, how your heart actually radiates energy, okay? How your electromagnetic field interacts with the world. Because again, you are electromagnetic. So his moon is in Scorpio, okay? So I know what shit. If I don't know nothing, I know about Scorpio energy. So Will is in some freaky, deaky shit, okay? This is the way he expresses himself in the world, all right? He's into the mysteries, he's into the science, which explains their, even though they denied it, their foray into Scientology. This explains, them possibly being tied into, well, I'm sure they're tied into secret societies, possibly Boule, things like that, right? So this is something Will Smith is into. But if you notice, Mercury, which is the planet of communication, is also in Libra. So it's also balanced. There's also yin and yang elements in the way he communicates. So he communicates one way to the public, probably one way in private, right? Things that we don't know about him, all right? Because his moon is in Scorpio, he's not going to be revealing everything about himself, all right? There's part of Will Smith that is very mysterious, okay? And also, his Venus is in Libra. So the Scorpio and these Libra, Venus, we all know is love planet, all right? Oh, how you express, probably dropping too much fire, all right? How you express yourself in relationships and things like that. So this is showing you who he really is and what he really is. So him in a polyamorous relationship, him in a quote unquote open relationship, this is something that he's definitely down with his moon being a Scorpio and also his communications being in Libra, multiple partners, all right? Um, Possibly even being homosexual, right, with his Venus in Libra, being able to interact with male and female partners. We saw that first movie that where Will was kissing a man, right? And then after he kissed that man, he blew up, right? So who knows with his moon in Scorpio what else he was doing in behind the scenes. Okay? So that is Will Smith. Now let's go into we'll talk about that too. So that's Will. I got Jada's right here. So this is Jada's, okay? And Jada. So look at Jada shit, okay? Jada's sun is in Virgo. Virgos are the type of people that are very organized, very structured, very I don't want to show the world things. Very they're the type of people that will have OCD. They're the type of people that like to make sure everything is in order. Their Virgos are probably some of the best planners on the planet if you have a Virgo, okay? And Virgos are, you can see Virgos in, who else? Ludacris is a Virgo. Nas is a Virgo, right? So just some famous Virgos for you to think about. And I only know that song because they got a song on Nas's album. One of Nas's albums called Virgo. So when you deal with a Virgo, you're dealing with someone that is dealing with a lot of structure. They're not really deep into the mysteries. That's not really their thing. Of course they will listen, but that's more of Will's thing because his moon is in Scorpio. So look at her shit. Her shit is Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. All right. So she's very like to the vet. She's very like holding things back. She's very like, I want to make sure everything is where it should be. Okay. And also Virgos are the type of people that will talk about people, right? They're the type of people that will gossip. They're the type of people that are very critical. Because remember that Virgo energy that is that virgin energy. So Virgos always think that they're pure. Virgos always think that, no one's really like them, that if a Virgo is a Christian, they're like the Christian that goes super hard. If they're a person that is like an animal, a person that's in PETA or something, they're going super hard. All right, so her shit is lit up. Sun in Virgo, Moon in Virgo, Mercury in Virgo. This is not really a relationship. What got them together is this Venus in Libra. All right, and you saw this also in Will's chart. Okay, so this Libra energy. She's like talking to people about, yeah, that's that Virgo energy. It's that Virgo energy. So that Libra is what got them together. Because Will, as we saw in this chart, he has that balanced energy too. All right. So an open relationship is something that they will be down with. All right. That's that Libra energy. That's the way they express themselves loving or sexually. All right. Rob Blackstone didn't say that. This is what the planets are saying. All right. So looking at their astrology gives you a little bit of insight into what they're going through. All right. So we discussed that. So Will, water sign, Libra. Okay. Damn, I don't know why I put Virgo. So Virgo is ruled by Mercury. That is Jada's. So Virgo is all about communication, which is why Jada is doing the red table talk and not Will Smith. Okay, it's because this is all about communication. It's all about how you talk to people. So Jada is probably the person that is the most expressive in the relationship, the person that talks the most, the person that always wants to have a conversation, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury. All right, and Libra is ruled by shit. I forgot, what is Libra ruled by? What's Libra? I knew this before I came on. I promise. Libra is ruled by Venus. Okay, so we've seen Venus in the charts. We've seen Venus in the charts. All right, so you see how, and that's Will's ruling sign. All right, sexuality. So when Will was like, "Look, I'm tired of your ass. Do what the fuck you want." All right, that's that Venus shit. That's that Venus shit. All right, that's that Scorpio moon. That's that Venus shit. All right, and that's why Jada's like, okay, this makes sense. But Jada, if you watch the Red Table Talk, or if you've seen clips, she's always talked about, I'll be in the room with someone. She said this. I'll be in the room with someone else. You will be in the room with someone else, but we're gonna stay together. We're not breaking up at all. That's that Libra. That's that Virgo. That's that Venus shit. All right. And that's that Virgo shit, I should say. Pardon me. That wanted to keep the structure, that wanted to keep the family together. If you listen to Will, which we'll play the video soon, Will was like, I was done with your ass. I was done. I was finished. I was done with your ass. And he was serious. Okay. So he was like, yo, this is not something, he was like, I'm down with this shit. Yeah, make this shit open. That's that Scorpio. And Jada was probably hesitant at first, right? But what I think happened is Will probably stepped out, and then they had a discussion, being that Jada is the Virgo. They had a discussion, and Will was like, okay, this makes sense because it matches with their Venus. Let's just have this open relationship. Now, don't worry, sweetie, you're going to see the talk tonight. All right, so you're going to see the main points of the talk tonight. So don't worry, we're going to get into it in a minute. Now, let's go into this picture because we want to decode what's really going on. We need to have sight, right? They say it on the Thundercat, sight beyond sight. Okay, and we're going to look at some significant things. So let's look at this picture. Now, on the basis, the average person is going to look at this picture and say, oh, this is great. They're together, right? They're together. They're loving each other, right? They're shaking hands. But what I want you to do is I want you to look at, now when you look at things, one of the keys to decoding that I'll give you tonight is this. It's not about the physical, it's about the purpose. It's not about the physical, not about the physical body. It's not about the physical body. It's not about the physical body. Let's say it one more time. Two more times. Spirit said say it two more times. It's not about the physical body. It's not about the particle. Now that we understand quantum physics, it's not about the particle. It's about the wave first. What is the wave? What is the thought? What is the idea of the iPod before it becomes the iPod? What is the wave? Okay. So when you look at a thing, you don't just look at what it is physically, you look at the purpose. Now, if you understand the purpose of what that physical thing is, then you could decode what that physical thing is. If you just look at the outer shell and what you see, you could easily be deceived because you're not looking with the first eye, you're just looking with these two eyes. But when you're looking with the three eyes combined, you're looking at the physical and you're looking at the spiritual, or you're looking at the purpose, the true purpose. And this is how you decode people as well. All right. Don't just look at the pretty face, the fat ass, the handsomeness, all that. What is their purpose? What type of energy are they putting out? What is their wave? What is their wave? What is their light wave? What is their sound wave? What are their brain waves? Okay. What is their purpose? And then you'll be able to decode past the physical shell, and you'll look past the physical shell and see who this person really is. All right. So a little insight on decoding. Now, let's look at this. Okay. Let's look at this and break this down. Now, Jada, let's start with Jada because ladies first. So Jada has on a blue denim shirt. All right. Denim is a tough, we've all wore denim jeans. We know that that material is kind of tough. It's kind of rough, right? There's a little bit of resilience. It's like it's something that provides the wearer a form of protection from the elements, right? It's not something that'll tear easily. It's not something that'll rip easily. All right. Denim is a very solid jean material. So what does that mean in this particular situation? This represents her Virgo energy. All right. Wanting to be protected, making sure she's safe, making sure everything is organized, making sure everything is all right. So her wearing the denim is significant to her basically keeping things close to the vest. That's why she couldn't be forthright and say relationship. She had to say entanglement because saying relationship is giving up that facade, so to speak, is going past the denim and going into Will's territory, which is the Libra, or that balance, or that softer side, right? Libra's the type of person that wants to negotiate, right? They're not so hard edged as a Virgo, right? They're a little bit, I can see it this way, I can see it that way. Libras also have a hard time making decisions. If you know a Libra, you'll know that they have a hard time making solid decisions. Gemini's also hard times just making solid decisions because they're in two different zones. Okay, so let me fix this. I'm about to have some entanglement over here with these wires. If I don't get it together, get it. Shout out to y'all in the chat, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat dealing with it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do it like this. I didn't want it to be. Let me lower this a little bit. So I don't want it to be that high. Okay, so Will, right, as we discussed, he has the softer blue shirt. Okay, his shirt is a softer material. You could just tell by looking at it. All right, it's not as hard as the denim. This is represents Will's, I don't want to say softest, but more sensitive nature, being that he has the moon in Scorpio. This is a representation of that. All right. Now, I've looked at many red table talks, and you could Google this on your own. The one thing I've never seen is this purple thing right here. I'm going up and down on it so you could get it. I've never seen that. All right. I've never seen that in a red table talk. So are they trying to what's that thing in Men in Black? Flash us with hypnosis? Possibly. All right. Possibly when you watch this, it's there to flash you with hypnosis. Okay. That is purple. We all know purple is the crown chakra. Now, what are they on? Red table, wearing blue shirts. Both of them are wearing blue shirts. If you think that that is contrived, if you think that that is coincidental, pardon me, if you think that that is coincidental, you have another thing coming. All right, this is a production. This is something that they planned out probably a week in advance, had everything set up. So all this is designed. One thing it's designed to do is to give the illusion of a united front. Remember, this is show business. All right, these are two actors. and two prominent actors, two great actors at that. All right, we all have roles that we remember Jada doing and killing, and we know, of course, Will has roles that he killed. All right, so this is all about acting. All right, there's a lot of acting in this video, and we'll get into the video shortly. But I want you to see that this purple thing is there. And again, you could Google Red Table Talks. I've looked in many today. I've looked at many pictures, and I have not seen this not one time, not one time. So the color is red, which is the table. The color is blue. Red and blue make what? Purple. Okay. So are they trying to tap into the crown chakra of the people? Yes, they fucking are. All right. This is a whole spell that they put on the world with this red table talk and sort of convincing people that they are happy. Well, I'm going to show you how they are not happy. So let's get into, let me see. Okay, so yeah, so blue and red table, clothing chart. All right, purple machine. We touched that. So let's get into the video. So and you want to see the body language. Now you see I have here will, body language, Mamba mentality. I'll get into that into it in a second. In a second. All right, so let's go to the video. Now, a lot of times people stay together because they don't want to break up the family. So every time that you see, let me see videos. There it is. So every time that you see a relationship that's open, I want you to look at the body language. There's people online that are doing this type of work and talking about polyamory. I want you to see the body language of the people that are together to determine. Remember, we're not just looking at what is given. We want to get deeper into what's going on. Now, I'm not here to talk about your sexual preferences or your sexual likes or dislikes. That's up to you. We all have them. They're all different depending on who you are. I'm just here to show you that how the wool could be put over your eyes in certain situations. Let's play the tape.
It's a situation that I consider private.
Just feel like it ain't really nobody's business.
Yeah.
But but now Twitter has claimed it as their business.
But,
I think you need to say clearly what happened.
as far as
Now, blaming Black Twitter for putting this on your red table talk that you got paid for is not really it doesn't really add up, right? So you didn't have to come out and do this. You didn't have to come out and make a production. You didn't have to do a red table talk. You could have done a red table talk about something else, and trust me, by next month people would have forgot about this shit. It wouldn't have been a big deal. You could have just let people get over it. But when you're worried about what the outside world thinks about you, and this is a lesson too for people who are walking this left hand path or this right hand path, right? If you can't worry about what people think about you, you can't worry about what people say about you, because you'll put yourself in situations like this where you're basically exposing your personal business to the world. Do you think Will could walk around the next movie and do a press conference? You think Jada can walk around and do a next movie and do a press conference and not be harassed and just not carry them through their whole life now? Everybody knows they're in an open relationship. You don't think that they're going to try Will or try Jada now? It's going to be like they're single almost, right? So there's good and bad in polyamory and polyamorousness. Okay, so
what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement.
an, ent-
Is
an
this what I said?
entanglement,
An entanglement
Yes.
quantum entanglement.
Yes.
relationship.
Yes. It was a relationship. Absolutely. I was in a lot of pain.
Now, that's Will, the Libra energy, okay? That Scorpio moon. That Scorpio moon, we want to get down to the mysteries, okay? We want to get to the truth, all right? You want to get to the bottom of, if there's popcorn, shit, you want to know how the popcorn got popped in the microwave, all right? That's some Scorpio shit, okay? So by him forcing her to come out of that Virgo, that denim, that protection, that keep everything outside, keep everything structured. He's like, yo, It's not just, it wasn't an entanglement. Like, this is a relationship you have with homie. Like, keep it real.
And I was very broken. Now, in the process of that relationship, I definitely realized that you can't find happiness outside of yourself. And luckily enough, you and I will also go through a process of healing in a much different manner. I would definitely say we did everything that we could to get away from each other, only to realize that that wasn't possible.
So, so what happened, Jada?
Okay.
So they said that they did everything possible to get away from each other. All right. So this was a relationship that was falling apart. This was a relationship that was in shambles. Now I don't know if it's in this clip, but I use this because it's not the original one on YouTube or Facebook. But there's a point where he says, "I was done with your ass. Like, I was done with your ass." Also, let's look at the body language. Okay. Will, does he really look like he's happy about this situation? Is this really something that he really wants to talk about? Like, look at his face. This is not something that he's happy about. This is not something that he's like, lips are, lips are tense. Look at his cheekbones, right? This is tension. Look at his head. Look at his forehead. Okay, tension. Not the physical. Okay, we're not just looking at the physical. We're looking at the purpose. Okay, behind the physical. All right. Look at this body language, and look. And now that I pointed out some cues, see what you could point out in body language. We'll talk about it.
So let's start with, I guess about 4.5 years ago. I think it was about 4.5, 4 years ago. Um, Started a friendship with August. And we actually became really, really good friends. And it all started.
Hola. Like when he said, when he said, this motherfucker was pissed.
Mental state,
Hola,
Because for me, that was the
this
thing. What I
motherfucker
was
was pissed when he said,
I guess about
hola.
four
Watch him.
years ago.
Watch Will's
Started,
face
I
when,
think it was about 4.5, four
watch
years
Will's
ago.
face.
Um, Started a friendship with August. And we actually became really, really good friends. And it all started.
Okay, same face. Okay, same tension, same half smile. Mm-hmm. He don't want this shit is yo. As a man, let me tell you, and any man in the chat will tell you, this is, I don't care if you are in an open relationship. This shit is embarrassing, especially when no one knows who Will was fucking. And I'm sure Will was fucking in an open relationship too. But the fact that male ego and male pride, right, on a lower vibration, right? Because we're dealing with things on a higher vibration when you're talking to me. But on a lower vibration, the average person is looking at this, to put it frank, like, yo, another nigga fucked your bitch, right? And if you listen to hip hop on a repetitive basis, you'll hear that that is a common theme. And that is a no-no in modern hip hop, right? That's something to bring shame. Somebody fucked your bitch, somebody fucked your girl, right? This is something. So Will is feeling the shame, but Jada is the communicator, and he's choosing to rock with Jada for his own reasons. But we'll get into it. But he ain't happy.
With,
The actor,
he just needed some help.
he needed some help. He didn't need your pussy, Jada.
Me wanting to help his health, his mental state,
Because for me, that was the thing
Mental
about it.
state.
And
Fuck out of here.
when Og first came around, he was really
really
sick,
sick. He was
you
really,
know,
really sick, yeah.
and the outpouring for him from our family was initially about his health.
Yeah. And I mean, we found all those different resources, to help go through. And
Now, when they first got together, now who knows what the real arrangement was when they came together? But in this interview, which I don't think that's here, he also said that Will is a that he also said that what they called an org, right? Yo, that's even crazy that they're both gonna call him org in this, right? But it's after he calls is after she calls him Og, then he calls him Og, right? No, he calls him Og, and then Jada attaches to that because it's a way of Jada making the shit smooth by calling him a nickname. By calling him a nickname, it kind of just takes the sting about calling him August, and it takes the sting out of the reality of the situation. But again, look at his face. He is not happy about this situation at all. Okay? He's not happy about this situation. He doesn't want to be there. All right? But he has to. He has to because it's already out in the open and they feel like they have to defend what they are saying to the world. But also, on a metaphysical level, being that this is planned, this is also to influence the world. Okay? But as far as her talking about healing him, I don't like that. I don't like that she said she was healing him. When they came together, obviously, it was like he said, the family was there to help him. So he was around the family. August Alsina was around probably the mama, Willow and them, all of them. They were all, he said the family reached out with resources. And by him being sick, he probably was, obviously August, if you looked at August Alsina's interviews, he's a little out there. He's a little off, right? So she basically preyed on his weakness. And let's flip this around. I'm not being chauvinistic, but let's flip this around. If this was reversed, and it came out where Will was with a person in their 20s and they're over 40s, you would say Will was a predator. You would say Will was taking advantage of a young girl. You would say this young girl is naive. She doesn't know better, right? Well, that's the same thing when you see any 40-plus-year-old man with any girl that's 18, 19. You know that they're taking advantage. Or someone that's in their 20s. You know that that man is taking advantage of that girl. So it's the same thing. Okay, so if there's toxic masculinity, there could also be toxic femininity. And initially, if they were around the family just to help him out and just to heal him, how the fuck did he get in your wife's pussy? Okay, how did that happen? And I'm sure in the openness, they may or may not tell each other these things, right? Or they may tell each other that this is the situation and may get approval. This is the part that is hidden that they're not talking about. But again, they said homie was around the family. Okay, so if you're there to help him, you're there to help him. You're not there to fuck him. You're not there to sleep with him. Okay, so why are you trying to make it seem like you were saving him when that wasn't the intention? When that wasn't the real consequence? Because obviously you didn't save him if he's on Angela Yee's video talking about how much he loved you.
And for there, you and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we
I
decided,
was done with your ass.
yeah, you kicked me
I
to the
was
curb.
done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we broke up.
We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time.
Okay.
You go figure out how to make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy.
Well, at that particular
Open relationship. All right, that's all they're talking about. Like I said earlier, he said he was done with her. All right, so it was a marriage that was supposed to end at that point. When you're at the point when you're done with somebody, okay, we've all been in relationships in situations when you're done with somebody. When you're done, and the way he said it with such passion, he was like, I was done with your ass. I was done. He said it over and over. I was done with your ass. Okay. So when he's saying, I was done and they made a decision to have this open relationship, he's saying that he was over. He didn't give a fuck who she slept with. All right. As a man, you could get to and people think men don't get like that, but you can get to a point where you just dislike somebody, and women too, both genders, right? So it has nothing to do with gender roles. You get to a point where you don't want the person anymore. You don't give a fuck who they sleep with. You don't give a fuck who they're with. You don't give a fuck who they're, um, uh, um, you know, entangled. You don't care who they're entangled with. You're just like, look, this shit is crazy. I'm ready to end it, and it should have ended there, but obviously it didn't.
point in time, it was a definite.
Yeah, I really felt like we could be over. You
Yeah,
know?
no,
And-
we were over.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, I think from there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August.
Launched into an interaction.
Okay, good question, Sweet Tea. So Sweet Tea said, was it supposed to be over? I hear people often talk about having to work through rough patches. Okay, so was it supposed to be over? Well, if you're at the point where you're totally done and where you and your partner, which is what they're both saying in this video, that they were done, yeah, now you could do what you want to do. This is just my perspective, but yeah, you're supposed to be done. Like that relationship's supposed to be over. If you're both saying we're done, she said it, he said it, they're done, and you're willing to just let somebody sleep with your wife, and you're willing to let your husband just sleep with somebody, there's a level of no care. Now, this is not a relationship where they're swinging, right? Well, it kind of is, but it kind of isn't, because when you're swinging or when you are in an open relationship, the key to a true open relationship, the key to a true polyamorous or polygamous relationship is that all the parties are entangled, right? Entangled in a position of love for one another, in a position of care for one another, in a position where they don't necessarily want to throw their partner away, in a position where the relationship is not necessarily over. It's in a position where you're just, how do they what you call it, Progressive Love Academy, they call it new relationship energy. All right, when you want just new energy in the relationship, or you're bringing a third party in, it could be just for sex, it could be in a relationship, right? You just want that new energy, you want to feel that new energy, but you're not done with your husband, or you're not done with your wife. In fact, you love them even more for allowing you to be honest and truthful about. That's why I say we got to be careful. That's a good question. You want to be honest and truthful. Look, we've been in a relationship for 4 or 5 years. Like I've been talking to Sheila, and honestly, I like Sheila a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to cheat, or however you bring up the relationship. I don't want to cheat. I just want to sit down, talk to you about it, to let you know I don't want to cheat, but I'm really into her. She knows about you, and she knows we're married, but I don't want to cheat, but I really like her. And the wife might be like, go ahead, and vice versa. The husband might be like, go ahead. But this is supposed to be in a relationship that's already strong, already established, already deep in love, already deep in passion, already entangled for real, right? Quantum entanglement, with those two particles are together. And you don't lose any love for the person when they sleep with somebody else, and vice versa. You don't lose any love when that person sleep with. And that's some real mature shit. Like somebody said in there, if you really reach that level of maturity. But this is not something to be done when you hate each other, when you're done with each other. That is the wrong way. Why would you bring new? That's like that's like you have a car, right? And you are done. You have a car, and this car is just fucking up. You know what I'm saying? It's breaking down every. Tires popping, brakes is giving out, axle, struts. You just having these different issues all the time, and you go get a new car, right? And you're like, look, I'm done with this car. You go get a new car. Now you might have that old car still sitting in the driveway because it's a car that you're familiar with. It's a car that you're used to driving, and it's an old, reliable car. Well, it's not reliable, but it's a car that you are comfortable knowing that you have, and maybe you just want to fix it a little bit, just like the relationship, right? You want to try to fix the car, so you get a new car, right? And you drive that new car around for a while. But that old car is already broken down. So you don't really want to hop back in that old car, right? After you get the new car, you want to keep getting new cars, okay? But if you have a car that's already running well, that's a good car that you are comfortable with, that doesn't have issues, right? And you decide to get another car, right? You're driving both cars simultaneously. You're not really abandoning the car that's broken and fucked up. You're just driving a new car, if that makes sense. Okay, I hope that example gave you a little bit of clarity on what a real open, polygamous, polyamorous relationship is. That's not this. They fooled the world. They put a spell on the world with that motherfucking purple thing in the back to stimulate the crown chakra to be involved. And we'll get into the money aspect short, because I saw somebody talked about that.
With August, what do you feel like you were looking for?
I just wanted to feel good.
Okay, she's telling the
So
truth.
long since I felt good.
Driving in that fucking car. All right, driving that beat up car with Will. All right, she's fucked up. She wanted a new car. She didn't feel good. She wasn't comfortable. And again, we know that she's a Virgo, so she needs that comfort. She needs that communication. She needs that stability. And they weren't in a good place. So she sought that from outside the relationship. She sought that with a new car. Never good because you didn't really fix the old car. Okay?
And it was really a joy to just help heal somebody.
Yeah.
I think that has a lot to do with
With your vagina?
my emotions, which is another thing that I had to learn to break in this cycle.
Okay. With your vagina. Okay? With your vagina. Now, yes, there is sexual healing, that is tantra. But if someone this young, 10, 15, 20 years younger than you, right? Let's say average. I think August Alsina is 20 something, right? But Will Jada's like 47, 48. Okay? You're taking advantage of a young man. All right? Now, this is not to say Will Smith didn't sleep with younger women. All right? But if you're coming to this in a place of healing and you know he heals healing, that's like a guidance counselor, right? Or a drug counselor. That's like a drug counselor sleeping with his patient. That's a drug counselor sleeping with their patient. Because this is what she's trying to say. He was young, he was vulnerable, and my codependency for trying to help people is what led me to this. No. Helping someone is helping someone. Helping someone is not fucking them. All right? Don't blur the two, Jada. Don't blur the two. And this is what this motherfucking shit was about. So people could say, oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, she was trying to help him. No, no, no. Let's keep it 1,000. You saw him. You liked him. You probably saw that thing swinging. And you was like, look, I'm going to fuck this dude. Will is acting up. I'm tired of this motherfucker. I'm going to fuck him. But I'm going to help him. And I believe she did help him and give him resources and try to help him, right? As a guidance counselor or as a nurturer, right? That Virgo energy, that nurturing energy, that pure energy. I'm going to try to help you. I'm going to try to steer you to on the right path. And through that, they probably formed a bond, and then she decided to sleep with him. But she was already, once they came into the mix of the family, that was already on the mind. Okay? It was just when she was going to get to that point. Okay? All right. And we don't know if Will knew or none of that, but like they said, they was part of the family. So keep that in mind.
That idea of needing to fix and being drawn to people that need help, whether it's your health or whether it's your addictions. There's something
Or your
about
dick.
that Jada is drawn that feels as though it can be
Yes, Jada
fixed
definitely runs things.
through fixing people versus fixing me.
Yeah.
And
Fixing people is
that,
not
that
sleeping with
whole
them, but
process
mama.
with all really showed me that and taught me that. And I'm really grateful for that lesson.
Because I wasn't sure I was ever going to speak to you again.
I know.
Look at, okay, look at,
The fact that
All really showed me
okay,
that.
look at Will's uncomfortability. Look at the way he sits up in his chair.
For that.
Body language,
because I
purpose,
wasn't
not
sure I would ever
physicality.
speak to you again.
I know.
Yeah. Like
Uncomfortable.
the fact that I'm speaking to you again is a miracle.
I would think so.
Oh, look, he said, I wasn't going to speak to you again. Okay? The fact that I'm speaking to you is a miracle. All right? Will really doesn't want to be there. And as you guys said, Jada runs a relationship because she's a Virgo. All right? So Jada definitely wears the pants in this relationship. No knock on Will. Will's a Libra. All right? Libras are people that will kind of go with the flow. Nothing wrong with that. That's just the type of people that they are. But he has a Scorpio moon. So he's able to see beneath the bullshit as well. All right. So Will's main thing is Will's worth more than Jada. Actually, we'll get into that later. Hold on.
I
No,
would agree.
but it
Yeah,
ain't for me to
yeah.
get hurt. There's just certain
They
things
both
that
lost each
you
other's
go
respect.
through, and it's like,
And you know, I wish that wasn't the case. I do. I wish
Also,
that wasn't the
hey,
case.
I
also,
wish it could be all magic and miracles.
Yeah. You got to go through some to get the answer.
okay. Also, if you look behind Jada, you'll also see the purple. Okay. You can see the purple hue right behind her head. All right. So this is all magic. This is all spell work. This is all to convince people that this is a happy marriage. This is also to tap. This is to tap into people's crown chakra to say, "Oh, this is okay. Oh, this is cool. Oh man, they went through something when they weren't, they were quote unquote separated, but still married, but still worked it out. All right. This is not true polygamy. This is not true polyam. This ain't what it's about. That's why I'm doing this video.
Absolutely. And I'm just happy because I definitely believe that you and I, we never, ever, ever thought that we would make
Yeah,
it back.
there's a real power in the just knowing somebody's riding with you no matter what.
Yeah.
Now, this is stability. Okay, this is stability. Let's get into the money aspect of this. Will Smith is worth probably close to 300 million more than Jada Smith is. And at this point of their lives, the likelihood of Jada ever reaching Will Smith's monetary level, slim to none. No disrespect, right? Slim to none. Will's already established actor. He commands about 18 million a movie, right? I think what I saw, Jada commands like 7 to 8 mil. And when's the last time you seen Jada in a movie? Okay, all right. When's the, when's the last time you seen Jada in a movie? And she already told you. Jada already told you who she is. Okay, Jada already told you who she is. Let me show you something. All right, it's her world. We're just living in it. All right, woo, right? Isn't this Pop Smoke part of woo? All right, so I'm just, I'm not saying Pop Smoke is involved in this at all. I'm just saying, looking at the similarities, right? The coincidences and the confirmations. But it says it's her world. We're just living in it. All right. So this is her foundation. This is her frequency. So if you want to know who wears the pants in this relationship, all right, she already told you. All right. And if you listen to her in the Red Table Talk, one of our other videos, she's the one who said, I'll be in a room with somebody, you be in a room with somebody. She was talking to Will Smith, but we're going to stay together. All right. So this is a marriage that is about security. This is about security. This is about financial security. If they divorce, do you know how much money Will Smith is going to lose? There's no prenup. There's no prenup in this relationship. Do you know how much money Will Smith would lose if he gets divorced? Hundreds of millions. Okay, in the half cut. Hundreds of millions. All right. Will already went through a divorce. Okay. Will's a Libra. Libras are sensitive. All right. So the divorce was probably rough. Okay. And if you think about Jada as well, we also know Jada had a thing for Tupac. Now, if you look at Tupac and you look at August Alsina, they're kind of the same type of dude, right? All the tattoos, the rough edge, right? The little street vibe. That's what Jada really likes. But Will is secure. Will got billions of dollars. He's funny. He's charismatic. He got that Scorpio energy, right? But Will likes them thugs. She likes them she likes that energy, that thug energy. All right, that's what she's into. That's her thing. And the why as and she's in an open relationship now, so she doesn't have to deny herself, but that's her thing. All right, and she got to keep it real. She got to keep it real.
Yeah.
And you really can't know that.
Until you go
It-
this
it-
far.
Stray dogs are just like Tupac.
Yeah, no, I
yeah,
believe that.
yeah. I'm gonna get you back first.
Ah, okay, okay. Now, if this is this loving, beautiful, open relationship, why do you need to get someone back? Why? Why? If I'm in an open relationship and my wife sleeps with a man, and this is something that we discussed, right? And it happens to come out in the public. Not saying I'm in one. I'm just saying I'm open. The Scorpio in me, I'm open-minded, right? So imagine you're in an open relationship. You tell your wife sleeps with someone else, and it comes out in the public. You can't want to pay them back. That's ego. That's ego bruise. That's hurt. That's pain. That's ego bruise. That's not a great relationship to where you want to pay somebody back. Look at Jada's face. She's like, oh, look at her face. She don't want that shit. Now she's looking right brain. She's imagining what that could be or what type of pain is going to happen because If he pays her back, this was painful for Will. This is not something that Will is happy about. Again, all right. So
The
let's
You
go.
gonna get me back. I think you've gotten me back. I think you. I think we're good on that. Okay.
okay, that's probably true.
You know, and I don't think it's about getting anybody back.
No, for me it is.
Mm,
Okay.
for me, it is. Okay. He said, for me, it is. Now I want you to. He said it's not about. She said it's not about paying anybody back. He said for me it is. That's revenge, right? He wants revenge. He wants payback. This hurt him. This tore him up. This is not something that he's happy about. This is not something he's proud of. This is something he's embarrassed about, right? But he doesn't want to take that financial loss. He doesn't want to take that loss of separation from his family. And side note, his kids are all pretty much grown. I think Jaden is like 18. Willow's probably 17 or 18. So what they were doing is 25 years, probably doing what society says, keep the kids together, keep the family together. And we've all done things to try to keep the family together. But this is a 25-year relationship, right? This is a long relationship. Now, so the fact that he wants to pay her back is, again, don't look at the physical. Don't look at what they're saying. Don't look at their shaking hands. Don't look at the energy behind what they're saying. Okay?
I'll give you that petty.
Great God said he could get back at her with me.
But I will definitely say it's just part of it.
Yeah.
We expect to
Wait,
be
when I
with
wanted
somebody.
to, wait, I want to,
And I don't think it's about getting anybody back.
No, for me it is.
Okay. I'll give you that petty.
no, that's a nervous laugh. It's not a real laugh. That's a nervous laugh. That was like, hey, I'm gonna get you back, bitch. I'm gonna get you the fuck back for embarrassing me. Okay.
But I will definitely
Okay. Now, you see that face? I want you to look.
say.
Okay. You see this face? That is. This is. I'm teaching you body language right now. All right. This is how you are able to understand people in the physical world. This is something that I read by studying FBI interrogation manuals, and also something by. There's a show called Lie to Me, LIE to me, Lie to Me, and it's about this person that is a master at body language and how he decodes people's faces. So what I want you to do, look at this particular still, look at this face, okay? And I'm going to show you where you've seen this face before. This is anger in his face. This is not happiness. This is anger. And this is right after he told her, I'm going to pay her back. See the teeth clenched? Okay? That's not a face you make when you're happy. That's a face you make when you want to fuck somebody up. All right? Now, let me show you where you've seen this face before. Show you where you've seen this face before. You don't know. Mamba. See that? Anger. When Kobe, those who follow basketball know when Kobe got these teeth, he's trying to kill something. All right? Kobe's trying to drop 70 on your head. All right? He's going hard when he has that face on. This is the same face Mr. Will had. Okay? This is the same face Will has. Body language. All right? You don't got to listen to what they say. All you got to do is watch the body language. All right? It's plain. I ain't lying to you. You can see it right here. All right? Same face. Same face. Same face. Same face. Let's do it side by side. All right? If I'm making sense, $ Rob Blackstorm 7. You're not getting this nowhere. You're not going to get this nowhere. All right? $Rob Blackstorm 7. So, you see that mom mentality. He want to attack. He probably already thinking about how to pay her back. He is not happy. All right? So, let's go into it.
It's just part of it.
Yeah.
We expect to be with somebody for a lifetime.
25 years and counting.
We ride together.
We die together.
Bad marriage for life.
Affirmation. Okay? This is an affirmation. And this is some law of attraction shit that I'll be teaching y'all about. So remember I told y'all in order to make things happen in magic, first you have to engage the left brain with an affirmation, bad marriage for life. The second thing is you have to feel it physically in your body. This is the pound, okay? But also look at Will giving this pound. Look at his body. Look at Jada. Jada's happy. All right. Jada's happy. Jada's shining. All right. Women love this too. You know. And again, this is not a gender war thing. I'm just saying, women love this. Okay. Jada's happy. She got some new dick. It's been exposed to the world. You know. She's like a player. She's an advocate for polygamy and open relationships now, right? Because this is how the common person is looking at it. But Will is like, bitch. Bad marriage for life. He's like, this is not ideal. This is not something that he is cool with. He's just like, well, it is what it is, right? Look at his face. It's almost like a game, a joke, like humorous. It's not like serious, you know. So let's go. Oh, back to the law of attraction. So mental, the affirmation, physical, the touch, confirming it, giving it an electrical charge, right? Giving your thoughts an electrical charge, giving your ideas an electrical charge, giving your imagination and your visualization an electrical charge, right? And confirming it with physical actions, right? And then they're laughing about it. Bad marriage for life. This ain't no fucking joke, all right? This is your marriage. This is your relationship. This is what's on TV. They're saying bad marriage for life and they're affirming it. All right. And people are like, oh yeah, they're so happy and yeah, it was a breaking relationship, got back together. They're not even still together. Okay. Will is a multimillionaire, Jada is a multimillionaire. They can do what they want at this point. Right? If you've ever watched, there's a show called Nip Tuck, right? And I was dating somebody and they had me watching Nip Tuck. So we was watching Nip Tuck together. And when you get deeper into the seasons of Nip Tuck, there's episodes where the husband is like literally fucking people in front of his wife. Like there's a pool or whatever. There's a scene where the husband is, and their husbands, they're like rich plastic surgeons. So the husband is in the pool, fucking somebody, doggy style, and talking to his wife about business, about opening up another. All right. So when you have a certain amount of money, when you have a certain amount of financial freedom, right, you can do things that the average person can't as well. Now, if you're stepping into polygamy or polyamory, you better have your dreams in order. You better have your purpose in order. You better have your mission in life in order and know what that is. Because see, the thing is, Will and Jada are living their dream. Say what you want to say about this relationship, but they're living their dream. Will is doing what he was put here to do, which is act and be an entertainer, and Jada is doing the same thing, which is act, be an entertainer, do music, and do red tables, express her Mercury side, right? So their they're living their dreams, they're living their purpose, right? They may not be happy together, but they're living their purpose, and this is something you want to have established before you even take that step. A lot of people enter polygamy. A lot of people enter polyamory, and they're not even living their purpose. They're not even moving towards their purpose. They're lost in life, and what they're looking for is some new dick, or they're looking for some new pussy, and that's pretty much it, right? That's pretty much it. There's no there's no real entanglement, right? There's no real entanglement. So, but them having money, this is something that they could do because they have financial freedom. This is something they could do because they're living their purpose. This is something that you may not want to step into if you're not living your purpose. This is something you may not want to step into if you're not following your dreams. This is something you may not want to do if your finances are in order or if your financial situation isn't straight. Because how you're going to be entangled with someone else, right? And people do it. You know, if you're in a relationship, like I said in my last video, if you're in a relationship and you've gotten cheated on before, you've already, if you've been in a relationship or you've gotten cheated on, you've been in this type of situation. It just wasn't honest, right? Someone else was entangled with someone else, and what happened was they probably wasn't giving you the light, the same light that they were giving, right? But when you have money, right, you don't really, and you really don't, and you really hate your your partner, it's a different story than when you're misled and you love your partner and you think your partner is faithful 100%, and you're giving your partner all that light and they're giving it to someone else. That's why monogamy, cheating is quote unquote wrong, because when if someone cheats on you and you have this contract or this agreement that you've communicated on, it's hurtful, because yeah, you're entangled with someone else. Shit, let me entangle with somebody else too. Don't have me thinking that I'm just the only one and you're out there entangling with someone else. So keep that in mind when you're inviting these people, this third party in your bedroom, or you're having these type of relationships, that you are. And another thing is, men and women are not the same. All right. As much as we want to say that, as much as we want equality in all areas, men and women aren't the same. That's just what it is. Women have a womb. All right. I, as a man, could sleep with two women today. The only thing I really have to worry about is a sexually transmitted disease. I'm not saying only, like that's not big, but that's my really the main concern. A woman has to worry about getting pregnant. A woman has to worry about her pH balance. Woman also has to worry about STDs, right? HPV. Women catch diseases easier than men, and the reason being is because they have a hole, right? They're receivers. So a man could have HPV for the rest all his life and not know it, but spread it to women, spread it to all the women that he sleep with. Also, when a man ejaculates inside of a woman, he leaves his DNA imprint inside a woman. Okay, not the same thing with a man. A man doesn't leave that DNA imprint. A man doesn't get that DNA imprint from a woman. He leaves it in a woman through his semen. Remember, you ejaculate, right? The semen, or they're called seamen, they swim in the sticky part of the vagina, the waters of the vagina, and they swim to the womb, or they swim to the egg, right? And then they get fertilized and then it becomes part of the womb. So women have to be very careful with how they utilize their body much more than men. Let's keep it even simpler. If I go outside right now, I could pull my dick out and pee on a tree or pee right next to a car. No one's gonna, give a fuck or say nothing the wiser. But for a woman to go outside and pee, she has to pull her down her pants, right, show her ass, show her vagina to the world, and shout out to whoever dropped that cash app. I appreciate it. But she has to show her vagina to the world, and her ass to the world, right? So there's a level of shame in her peeing in public, right? That's why you usually got to cover. If it's your girl and she's drunk or whatever. I've done this. Pull the car to the side and have her pee, and cover her or whatever, or she's covered by her friends, things like that. So also, when a woman sleeps with a man, there is a oxytocin. Oxytocin, some of y'all pop pills, you know what oxys are, right? Oxytocin, the bond, is a bonding hormone, and it is also a love hormone. When a woman has an orgasm, even if there's a condom, that bonding hormone kicks in immediately. That's why you could be in love with a dude, a woman could be in love with a dude that ain't shit, but if he beat that box down right, or if he makes that good love, right, she could become addicted to him because that oxytocin kicked in to where a guy is just a nut, right? The sex could be great, he's busting the nut, it's a nut, okay? It's just a nut. So men can't do what women do. This is not to say that women can't express themselves sexually. This is not to say that women can't have sex with who they want. But women definitely have to be more careful because they have a womb, because they bring life into the world, because they are receivers by nature. This is why women want money from men, right? To receive, because that's their nature. This is why men have phalluses, dicks that go extend from their body. That's why women have vagina they bring their in, they're receivers. So again, I'm not telling them to do with their free love, with their sacred whoreness. I am just bringing up some science, and I am just bringing out truth. So you could do what you want with it, right? But understand what you're dealing with when you're dealing with it, and understand how this science works. A man, oxytocin kicks in once he commits. So once a man commits to a woman, and it takes a certain amount of time for that oxytocin to really kick in. Now, oxytocin is formed when a man has sex as well. but it's not as strong as when it is in a woman, because women again are receivers. Okay, men are givers. So once a man commits to a woman after a certain amount of time, what happens is a man testosterone lowers, so he's not aggressive to go, or he doesn't have that aggression to go after other women, and he could bond with the woman that he is with. So when a man commits to you, it's a really big thing. He's really bonding with you, or he's supposed to be bonding with you if he's not, entangled with other people, right? So this is the science. You could look all this stuff up that I'm saying. I'm not, for the sake of time, I'm not going to go back and pull that shit up, but you could look that up. So again, be careful. And as a man, you also want to be careful, and just spiritually too, like exchanging energy with people when you're sleeping with them. When your pores are open, right? You're exchanging sweat, you're exchanging energy, you're exchanging breath, right? So again, you want to be careful of what you bring in these situations. Make sure your partner is someone that is twin flame, or somebody that is activated spiritually, or someone that is on your level, or someone that has a vibration or a frequency that you need. So when you sleep with them, you could pick up on that frequency, right? Deeper science, we'll get into that when we talk about Tantra someday soon. That's terrible.
It's the truth.
It's the truth.
But yeah, it's you expect to be with somebody for a lifetime.
25 years and counting.
That's all this is about. Security.
Lie together,
We
die
die
together. Bad marriage for life.
Yes, you can use sex to raise someone's vibration. Absolutely. But you should be using sex to raise. If you're raising your own vibration, it should be raising the other person's vibration as well.
It's just
Let me
fun.
just answer that real quick. CTX. Yeah, if you're raising your vibration, doing sex, but I'll get into that in another video. I don't want to get too deep and stray away from this. But yes, you can raise someone else's vibration during sex, but that's not the goal. The goal is to raise your vibration. Again, this is a journey that is about saving self. Self is savior, first and foremost. This is a journey about saving self on this left hand path. This is a journey about knowledge of self, knowing thyself, creating for self. Now, you helping raising some vibration is very noble, right? But first, when you're having sex and you're engaged in Tantra, it's about raising your vibration. And through assimilation, through entanglement, okay, we just discussed quantum entanglement. So through entanglement, through your light that you're generating through your frequency that you're generating through your body during sex, and you entangling with that other person, they're going to feel your light. So naturally, yes, you are helping raise their vibration. But what if they're a bottom feeder, right? What if they're a savage? What if they're a lower vibrational person? Yes, you're going to raise their vibration, but how much? If they don't already have it in them, then they're kind of vamping, right? They're taking light from you, but you're not getting the light exchange back. You understand? You're not getting that same energy back to you. So the exchange is off, the balance is off. So yeah, you could help raise vibration, but they are also taking the vibration from you. So again, got to be careful on how you choose your partners, by their personality, by their characteristics, and not just their looks, and not just their money, and not just their physical things. Okay?
The journey.
I told you the first year we're
Good question, though. All right, so that's the affirmation, bad marriage for life.
terrible.
It's the truth.
It's the truth.
But yeah, it's just part of the journey.
I told you the first year we're married
What you tell me?
that I can love you through anything.
And I didn't believe you.
Yeah.
If somebody looked through a crystal ball and said and this is gonna happen, I'd be like, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Jada really is not the person that wants to do this shit, right? Jada is not the person. What I pick up from this relationship is Will probably stepped out earlier, right? And and then Jada was like, all right, I don't want to break up. And like we said, we never going to break up. So let's figure out how to work this out. Because Jada's that Virgo, right? Jada's ruled by Mercury. So that communication. So I feel like Jada's the one who brought this whole thing to the table. And to the red table, right? But Jada brought this whole thing to the table initially. And I'm not blaming her. I'm not casting blame. I'm just going by the astrology, all right? I showed you the astrology. I'm just going by the astrology, all right? So that's the situation. And Will is not going anywhere because he doesn't want to kicked out, hundreds of $1 million of loss that he's going to lose if he gets a divorce. Now he maybe 5, 10 years down the line, he's like, fuck it. He's evolved to a point where he's like, fuck that money. I just want to get rid of this shit, right? But as long as they're able to see other people and act like they're not really married, but this is going to change the whole dynamic, right? This is going to change the whole dynamic. So you're going to see different things coming from Will and Jada in the future because they did this. Every cause has an effect.
Thought I was that I didn't have the girth that it was going to take to ride with
I
you
didn't,
through.
yeah, I didn't know if you would be willing to find the deep capacity to love me.
Mm, no. Okay. No. This is not love. Love is empathy. Love is putting oneself in each other's shoes. Love is also compassion for each other, right? When you say, I'm going to pay you back, that's not love. That's not a loving gesture. That's a gesture of revenge. That's a 48 law of power type of statement, right? That's a declaration of war. And we've already saw the Mamba face that he put, all right?
How am I doing?
You're doing great.
Yeah, you're doing great. You're doing great fucking being embarrassed. You're doing great be letting the world know that you're in an open relationship. You're doing great being secure and making sure the money stays in your pocket well. You're doing great in promoting this farce that you guys are really sincerely happy. Again, in the red table, why, oh, why would they not get up and hug each other? Why, oh, why would they not even give each other a kiss on the motherfucking cheek? Even give each other a kiss on the lips. Okay? So, this is, yeah, maybe you've never been in love, sweetie. All right? Love is not what we think it is. All right? A lot of times we think love is what we've been taught by Westerners, which is romanticism. Okay? Roman, romanticism. All right? The romantic era was an era in Rome where they were basically using romanticism as commerce. So selling hearts, selling flowers, candy, gifts, right? It was a means of commerce. People were writing fancy poetry, right? At that time. So it was a means of commerce. So we think being in love is someone that says, I love you, and someone that does nice things for us, and someone that may give us gifts or money. But love is much deeper than that. If I can't put myself in your shoes through what you're going through, then I don't really love you. And vice versa. I don't really love you if I can't put myself in your shoes and you can't put yourself in mine. And some people, even though they claim they love, they have unrealistic expectations of their partner, things that they necessarily wouldn't do themselves, but they'll want their partner to do for them. But love is about empathy. Love is about compassion. Love is about giving to each other and exchanging positive. Twin flaming is love, right? You helping me, I'm helping you. We're communicating together. We're exchanging laughs. We have things in common. We're exchanging joy, right? If you're sick, I'm there for you, and vice versa. If your money is low, I'm there for you, and vice versa, right? A lot of people claim they love people, or their person loves them, but there's an imbalance, right? The man is giving all the money, or the woman is giving all the money, right? Or the man wants to have a lot of sex, the woman doesn't want to have a lot of sex, right? Or these different differences that are not balanced. You always want to get to a scale, even in a relationship, where things are balanced, where things have some sort of equality to them. That's what love is. Love is an exchange of energy that deals with empathy. And empathy, you and empathy is simple. Like if you see somebody in the street that's got hurt or bleed or hurt or bleeding, right? Some people just look and watch, but the empathetic person will run up on them and say, yo, what's going on? How can I help you? Do you need an ambulance? Right? That's a person that has empathy, right? So That empathy leads to compassion. That compassion is you having passion for the person and what they're going through. So this is not that. All right. This is a marriage built on financial security and family stability. So this is a marriage that's dealing with the lower chakra region or the root chakra specifically. Hence the red table, right? But also the magic that they're doing is with this motherfucking machine to convince people in their imagination, in their highest chakra, that they are. And again, you saw the same purple behind Jada. All right. So to convince people that this is okay, that this is a crowning achievement. All right. But we see that it's really not. No affirmation of bad marriage for life is going to be good. Never, especially when it's something that looks like they've repeated on a regular basis, right? And agreed upon on a regular basis. That's not a joke. It's an intention that they're setting. All right. So be very careful.
Yeah, you're awesome.
All right. So that is that. I had something else I think I want to talk about. Okay. So in closing, in closing, the crown chakra. Couples who have active crown chakras are usually a very interesting match. While their physical life may become non existent, it is only because the couple is always focused on evolving and pushing forward, causing their bond to be similar to a successful business partnership. Okay? Causing their bond to be similar to a successful business partnership. All right? That's what this is. That's what this is. And that's what that purple is also representing in this situation. This is a unique yet high level of love because it's connected to a chakra that links us to the divine. All right. This is this is what I can't see. That links us to the divine. This is the twin flame connection that most of us only dream of. Okay. So this is not a twin flame connection, even though they are using the crown chakra. This is the business part of this. This is the twin flaming as far as business because Red Table Talk is a business. Okay. They're getting paid for that. It's not free. So this is the business part of the relationship. But this is not a twin flame connection that most of us dream of. It's not that. So they're manipulating the purple, the crown chakra energy to fool the masses. And it's working. Based on what I've seen on in the comments, based on what I've seen with the articles, it's working. All right. And even I think I still have that article. Let me just pull this up. A little closer. I know I had that for a while. All right, this is Variety. Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith's emotional red table talk demonstrates their business savvy. It says it right here. I didn't make this up. Okay? I didn't make this up. So be careful on what you're agreeing with. Be careful on what you're thinking is great and thinking that, oh, they just had this break and they're no, they don't like each other. All right. Again, they didn't even kiss. They didn't even get up and hug each other. They're giving each other pounds like the homies. And again, look at the body language. Look at the body language. Will is more laid back. Okay. His body language is more just stiff, just leaning there. But Jada is extended. Look at her back. Look at her back. Jada is extending that hand out. She's like, yeah, this worked. Okay. Yeah, I got, okay, well, you're staying with me. Yes, you wouldn't leave me for anything. Remember, she said at the end of this, I didn't think you would love me to this point. Because Jada, in her real mind, the only reason she's doing this because she wants the family to stay together. All right. She wants the family to stay together. It represents that Virgo security that she needs. And Will, in that Scorpio Libra mind, is really thinking about the money. Okay, he's really thinking about because he's already been through a divorce and he already knows what that is. Jada hasn't been through that. Will has been through a divorce already. He already had a marriage that didn't work, so he don't want to go through that shit again and separate his money. So look at the body language. He ain't 100% cool with this shit. Look at her arm. Look at you can see the fucking veins extending. All right, this is towards the end of the talk. with the purple behind. Okay, so those are significant parts. So going back to this, going to how we could use this in magic and how it's going to affect you. All right, how are you entangling with people? How are you entangling with those that you love, that you claim you love? How are you entangling with your family members, with your kids? Right? How are you putting yourself in your children's shoes? Now that you know those of you who have children and they're with you all day, right? Are you having them go out and play every once in a while without masks? Are you being patient with them, knowing that they're under lockdown too, and that they're going through these situations of not being in school and not being able to hang around their friends the way they used to? Are you empathetic with them? Right? Are you tapped into your entanglement with your children? Are you tapped into your entanglement with your children? Okay. Are you the person that you claim you love or that you're in a relationship with? How is your entanglement with them? What light are you guys giving to each other in order to twin flame? In order to twin flame, the twin flame connection that most of us dream of. What light are you giving each other in order to twin flame? All right. How is this person pushing you forward? A lot of people have what they call frenemies. They're entangled with frenemies. They're entangled with people that they're entangled with people that they call friends, but they know these people have fucked them over. These people have done them wrong. These people have done them dirty in the past, right? But they're entangled with them because they don't want to be alone. They are unwilling to confront themselves. They are willing to know, unwilling to know thyself. They'll, you know, we all know people who just jump from relationship to relationship to relationship. We all know people who have friends, but they always gaining new friends. It seems like they always got new friends. They always got new company over their house. They're always meeting new people, right? What type of light are you generating on your own, right? What type of entanglement do you have with these people? What type of light are they giving you? You're on social media, right? Your light, your wave that becomes a particle. What type of energy is that? Okay. Quantum physics, entangled particles remain connected so that actions performed on one affect the other even when separated by great distances. This is not what I'm saying. This is the science. Okay. So, but separated by great distances. So that means the people that you interact on a day to day basis, the people that are in your household, the people that you claim to love, the people that you claim to sleep with, when you are entangling with them, when you are exchanging light with them, the people that you watch on YouTube, the people that you watch on the internet, the people that you scroll by and call your friends, what light are they giving you? Because even when you separate from the internet, even when you separate from the TV, even when you separate from the gossip, even when you separate from the frenemy, even when you separate from the ratchetry, even when you separate from the fuckery, actions performed on one affect the other, even when separated by great distances. Entanglement. Entanglement. She said her and August were in an entanglement. How are you entangling with the universe? And if you are in a situation that is bad, that is um, not so great right now. We know, there's fluctuations in the economy. We all know what's going on right now. 40 million people being unemployed, X, Y, Z, right? But you have to entangle with your dreams, with your goals, with your vision, and with your purpose on a day-to-day basis. This path is lifestyle. This know thyself path is a lifestyle. All right. This entanglement is a lifestyle. This is what you're so supposed to entangle with every day. If you're in your home, what does your room look like? Does your room look like a place that's designed to entangle light? Or is just your room a regular room? Or is it a temple? Do you have places in your home that are temple that are dedicated to you growing? And if you don't have that space, right, you have a screensaver on your phone. What does your screensaver look like? Is your screensaver entangling with light so that even when you separate, again, actions performed on one affect the other, even when separated by great distances. So that light is still going to affect you no matter what. Wherever you pay attention to, energy goes where energy flows. So what are you giving your attention to? What are you giving your light to? What are you entangling with? Who are you entangling with? What are the things that you're entangling with? The things that you entangle with are going to circle back to you. The things that you entangle with are back to you. Okay? This is the quantum. Strange space objects, spirals. Okay? Science. Ain't your sun a spiral too? Ain't the planets a spiral? Is your head a spiral? Is your fingerprint spiral? Is your hair in spirals? Entanglement. What are you entangling with? If so, in closing, tomorrow I will be doing my uncut gems based on the movie Uncut Gems. All right, with Adam Sandler on Netflix. So I'll be doing my Uncut Gems class probably around noon tomorrow. I'll be sending out the links in the morning. So we'll be doing the Uncut Gem class on Zoom. So tap in. It will be recorded. Recently updated the Zoom, so it will be recorded. So you'll be able to get the if you pay, you'll be able to get the actual recording of me going through the Uncut Gems movie. If you saw me do it earlier, you know that there's a lot of value in it. I decoded to fuck, and if you follow me, you know I always provide solutions. So we're gonna re-record it tomorrow, do the whole 2 hours. So have a pen and paper, so you can get the gems that you need. All right. That's $10 if you haven't already registered. If you have, I already have your email. But if you haven't, go to blackstormrob@gmail.com, 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 and that will be done tomorrow. It's $10 via the Cash App. Just let me know you Cash App me. If you already did it, I already know. I will be emailing you the link tomorrow, just like I did last time. For those who missed it, I will be emailing you the link tomorrow, so you can watch it at your leisure. Also, I have the elemental magic classes where I basically show you via your natal chart how you could do magic based on same way I just decoded Will and Jada based on their signs. This is the same way I work with you to show you which magic would work best for you, how you could tap into your magic based on your element. So that class is $101. You can email me at blackstormrob@gmail. You can pay that via Cash App or PayPal. And that's that. Starting next week on my Patreon. Shout out to the two people that are booked on the Patreon. Starting next week, I'll be doing the calls and the readings. Also, I'm going to be decoding. I think the movie I'm going to decode is Civil War. So that'll be Patreon only. So it'll be Marvel Avengers Civil War. So if you watch the video, those who are my loyal subscribers know I've done that before, but it wasn't able to stay on YouTube because I was using Marvel's intellectual property. So on Zoom, they don't care. So I could do that on Zoom. So that'll be for my Patreons only, and that'll be on Patreon. And every month, I'm going to be decoding a movie the same way I just decoded this Red Table Talk for you. All right. And also, it'll always be solution based. So we're going on 2 hours. This is a long video, but I hope I provided value. If it helped you in any way or helped you see things different, remember, I am a business. I am providing a service. So don't deny me, okay? Hit that Cash App, $ Rob Blackstorm 7. All donations help. It helped me to do this research. It helps me to take care of my family. And it helps me to free my mind in order to do this work to help raise the vibration of the planet, which is my purpose. Any questions, real quick? I'll take a question or two real quick before we close. And thank y'all for being here, because you could be doing anything else on this Saturday night instead of watching me. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for the feedback. Thank you, Sweet Tea. Thank you, Great Goodness. Thank everyone. Thank all of y'all for being in the chat. Shout out to Mastery Foolish for sharing my a portion of my last video. Shout out to all the new subscribers that are here. Um, y'all ain't got no questions. The next 2 minutes, I'm about to be out. Anybody, any questions? Any questions about anything? It doesn't have to be about this topic. Yes, please. Likes, subscribe, share. Okay. I think I provide a lot of value and a lot of context in this video, even with relations and just decoding it. All right. So definitely, thank you, great good guidance. Like, share, subscribe. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, I keep seeing the number 144. 4 plus 4 is 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. So if you're seeing 441, if you look at my 369 video, if you look at my 369 video, I break down what the number 9 means. But for the sake of this, 9 is also always dealing with birth. So it's also dealing with birth. Great goodness goddess, could you drop my cash app in there? $ Rob Blackstone 7. Please, I appreciate it. Yeah, August name, I'll break that down too. So, damn, I forgot the first question. Shit. Hold up. Somebody tap the comment section so it comes back up. I forgot the question. I'm sorry. Oh, 144. Okay. So 9 is birth. Okay. It takes 9 months to be born. There's really 9 chakras. I break that down in the 369 video, so you go check that out. There's really 9 chakras. There's 9 planets. All right. And it's 9 months to be born. So if you're saying 441, it's basically the universe is asking you to create something. All right, build something. What is your purpose? Why did your sperm hit the egg? All right, why are you here on this planet? What is your purpose? What is your passion? Again, put yourself on an island. Imagine the whole world blew up. You were transported on an island magically, and a genie came down and asked you, what what if you had one job and only one job I could give you on this island, what would it be? And that's like, well, you'll know what your purpose is. The longer you dwell on that, you'll come up with what your purpose is, because you're putting yourself at a position where there's nothing else but that idea. So figure out what your purpose is, and whatever you're supposed to, if you know your purpose, then start to create according to that, because that's why you're seeing the 144 repeated. Someone else had a question. Somebody tap the comments so I could see what the other question was. Okay. August. So any input on August's name? So August, right? His name is a sound frequency. Okay. So we speak about tones. Tones. So org sounds like om. Okay. And you could do some deep diving into om or om or om, right? But there is a vibration in his word, in his name. And the August is Black August, period. August is a very significant month in Black history. And you can do the knowledge on that on your own. Look into the Black history, but August is a significant month in uprisings, changes, transformation. There's going to be a significant month this year as well. So look out for August, because August is going to come in with a bang as well. It always does, especially during these revolutionary times. So if you look at, but Africans, traditional Africans speak in tonal languages. That's why you'll hear a name like Antetokounmpo, you know what I'm saying, or Elijahwan, right? These are tonal languages. It's not, it doesn't have anything to do with like John or Bill, where it's basically based on the words or the letters. This has African science, African spiritual science has to do with tones, sound waves, sound frequencies. All right, so his name has a frequency that has this og. They called him og, right? In the Red Table Talk. They didn't call him August. They called him og, om. All right. So August Alsina would do well to listen to this tone before bed, and listen to this tone 15 minutes before bed and another 15 minutes in the morning. And that will help heal him. Nobody's telling him this. Maybe he'll watch this video and learn that. All right. So that is some significance to his name. I'm not going to go into this astrology. I just showed y'all how to look up celebrities' astrology. So you could do that on your own. Good question though. What else y'all got? Somebody tap the comments. There was more questions. What else y'all got? Or can I tap the comments myself? No. Where's the other question? Someone said something. Okay. All right. Thank you for the blessings. Okay. How do you feel about the Wayfair child trafficking? The Wayfair child trafficking is interesting, right? This is another way of them. They came out. The first time I saw was on Twitter, and they came out saying that Wayfair doesn't do child trafficking. Like that's the first thing I saw. Wayfair doesn't do child trafficking, or the fact checking saying Wayfair then doesn't do child trafficking. And I thought that was odd to be trending on Twitter. That the denial rather than what's been happening. Now, if I am correct, I think St. Maxwell did go to court for her arraignment on Friday, and then all of a sudden this Wayfair thing came out. So is she spilling the beans? Is she telling on what's going on? So yes, that Wayfair scandal is real. Um, it's do a reading on it. If you do readings, you'll see that it's very real. That they were transporting children in those containers. They were using those things to transport children, and it's factual. All right. My thing with these scandals though is, what are you going to do about it? What's your role? Again, light entanglement. You're focusing on the Wayfair scandal. I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm just saying in general. We're focusing on the Wayfair scandal. We're focusing on the child trafficking. But what are we doing about it? What are you depending on Trump to stop it? Right? Are you taking care? Are you? Let's talk about some real shit. Are you taking care of your own kids? Do you teach your kids not to talk to strangers? Are you teaching your kids not to, when you're in a parking lot, don't go between cars? Are you teaching your kids to look out for vans that don't have panels? Are you teaching your kids not to eat candy from strangers, not to eat things from strangers, not to accept things from strangers? Or are you teaching your kids every time they go someplace, oh, you got to be friendly, say hi? My daughters are not friendly. I tell you that straight up. It takes a while for my daughters to say hi. And I really gotta, and really, most of the time when I'm with them, myself, I don't know what happens when they're with their mom, but I gotta kind of co-sign the energy for them just to be loving and open to you. You gotta teach your kids how to protect themselves so that they don't become a Wayfair child. Okay? Are you picking up your kids from school? The people that are around your kids, the babysitter. Have you vetted them? Okay? So, what do you focus on? What is your light entanglement? All right. I did read into it, but that shit probably took me 5 minutes. I ain't deep diving. I know these motherfuckers is touching kids and taking kids to islands and got kids underground bunkers. Well, my thing is, how much energy am I going to put into that if I am not solving the problem? I'm all about solutions. I'm not your regular YouTuber who's just telling you about, oh yeah, the Wayfair scandal and Epstein and Trump is involved. That's gossip, my niggas. That's gossip. What's gossip? But my manager, one of my managers, great goodness God, has just told me I'm going 2 hours, so I'm gonna stop this video right now. Um, I think somebody had a question though. Oh, y'all seeing my shit? I can't show y'all that. Somebody tap the comments again. Somebody asked me a question I wanted to answer. Damn, it didn't come up. I'm sorry. You probably missed that. You're probably gonna miss that answer. You're gonna miss that answer. Next video, I got you. But yeah, almost 2 hours. Oh, thank you, Black Stars. I appreciate you. Thank y'all for whoever donated. Thank you for the donations. I really appreciate it. Like I said, it's for me and my family. Again, if you follow me on social media, you know I've given back, and I will continue to give back. That's just the type of person I am. If I don't do it on social media, trust me, I do it on the streets, or I give it to my children. All right. So I do appreciate all of y'all for being here. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see y'all, some of y'all tomorrow. All right. If you sign up for the Uncut Gems class, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace. Power and prosperity. Bling, bling, motherfucker.